All right, Shalom, Shalom. Call Halor Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakak Radash. Shalom and salutations and double honors to the elder apostles of Great Millstone that rule well, who I learned this 100% truth from and continue to learn this 100% truth from. Shalom to the elder bishops out of Connecticut, the elders and the prophets and the teachers and evangelists of Great Millstone, who I also continue to learn this 100% truth from. Yahweh Shem, Yahweh Shai, Barakathum, the water for your sacrifices. Shalom also to the speckled bird, the confused face, the Akim Aqua, the Akim on the highways and byways, and last but not least, the elect. Back again with another video, and I'm not sure if I've covered, Salaki, I'm not sure if I've covered this before, but I'm going to entitle this Worshipping False Gods, idolizing spiritual adultery, you can say. And just want to talk a little bit about. I pray that you be edified with this lesson. Talk a little bit about, these false gods. Now I know I speak about these. I give you names like Buddha and Krishna, and I'm not sure what the Ammonites or the Japanese or I know who the Chinese are. Their god. JC, when you so-called wacky tacky Christians, you Hebrew Israelite wacky tacky Christians, which you call yourself black, you worship JC, and in Spanish you worship Jesus and all these other people, man. These false gods and these false deities, and I got inspiration, man. I work amongst some of the Northern Kingdom, and when I'm inside their home. Especially around this time of the year, man, everybody's putting up these Christmas trees and putting out these Edomite looking angels and such and so on, man. And it's a little frustrating. I know some Jake, North Southern Kingdom that has pictures in their home of JC, the Edomite looking JC, and Mary too, his mother, Edomite looking. So, which is really bugged out for me is like, yo, they're totally different, but this place is so confused and upside down. Is ridiculous. This is why Yahweh Shai has to come, who you see on my left side, but it could be on your right side, and next to him is Yahweh. You know what I'm saying? And it's just time, man. Like, the things that's happening, the things that you witness and you see and you hear about, and you learn and you realize and you analyze it, and you just, the scriptures say oppression makes a wise man angry, or something like that, something in that nature. I think that's what it was. Roughly paraphrasing it though, but yeah, man. I don't. I'm just a student that's an infant in this and still continuing to learn, because there's so much to learn, and ultimately I do it with all humility and respect. And first, I fear Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. From what I have understood and know, is that I know that the Most High can do whatever He chooses to do because He's omnipotent, or however you would like to pronounce it. And I don't play with Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, man. I mean, I go off on it with this flesh and blood, but I'm also praying and begging Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai to have mercy on me, to forgive me for me going off. You know what I'm saying? But that's something that everybody should be doing, to be honest with you. So with that, I don't even want to rant like that too much. Let's get some scripture. First scripture I have is Deuteronomy 4:19, and it reads, "And lest thou lift up thine eyes unto heaven, and when thou seest the sun and the moon and the stars, even all of the host of heaven, shouldest be driven to worship them and serve them, which Yahweh thy power hath divided unto all nations under the whole heaven." So let's get that in the NLT. Let's see. Let's get down to NLT. Deuteronomy 4:19. And it reads in the NLT, and when you look up into the sky and see the moon, and when you look up into the sky and you see the sun, moon, and stars, all the forces of heaven, don't be seduced into worshiping them. Yahweh, your power, gave them to all the peoples of the earth. So that is something that we all are to be amazed at and appreciate. The stars, the sun, the stars, and the moon. But it's not for us to worship. The scriptures tell us too. Let me see. See if I can find it. Engraving image. Let me see. I know it probably is in. Okay, it's Exodus 20. Salakia. Freaking nose, man. Working weather. Exodus. This is Exodus 20:4, and it reads, "Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image, or any likeness of anything that is in heaven above, all that is in the earth beneath, all that is in the water underneath." So we're not supposed to be making engraven images of sharks and putting them on our neck and getting tattoos of footballs and whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're not to, put ourselves in a position to worship anything other than Yahweh and Yahweh Shai. But strangely and unfortunately, because we have learned to live and think and act like the other nations, the heathen nations, this is what we do. And this is what leads a lot of confusion to our people when we come to them and tell them who they are, their heritage, and who they belong to, and they rather fight against that and stay confused because it just feels better. You're ruffling their feathers and you're changing their world upside down. And they don't like that. They don't want to be saved. This is Amos 2:11, and it reads, "And I raised up you, and I raised up of your sons for prophets, and of your young men for Nazarites. It is not even thus, O ye children of Israel, saith Yahweh." Let me see. Deuteronomy 28:64, and all of this goes into that scripture that I just read. It's about the prophets teaching you who Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai is, what he represents, what he's about, and his son Yahweh Shai. And Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai has raised up these prophets and these young men as well, because a lot of our prominent teachers came into this when they were young. You know what I'm saying? Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai likes a young man coming into this. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, a lot of our great teachers of Israel came into this young, even in the ancient time. Deuteronomy 28:64, "And Yahweh shall scatter thee among all people from one end of the earth even unto the other, and there thou shalt serve other gods, which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, even wood and stone." So that's even, what's that? What's his name? what do they call them? Allah, you know what I'm saying? The Muslim, the Islam thing, you know what I'm saying? The Nation of Islam and all of those, man, like those brothers are really lost, man. You know what I'm saying? And don't have no true understanding of what's going on. So when you try to read or give them the understanding of the scriptures, they totally go off with it because they are battling you with Islam. They're battling you with these devils, not realizing they don't even know the history a lot of times of that Islam falls under the umbrella of Christianity. You know what I'm saying? And everything that, who they claim is the Prophet Muhammad, he hung, learned, and wanted to be like Hebrew Israelites. This is why their religion, and a lot of them, they women, they keep themselves modest. They don't eat unclean foods. You know what I'm saying? Because they got that from us. But then they come around proud like they some kind of major or heavy religion or people when you're confused about who you are, not realizing that these people don't like you at all, man. Those true Ishmaelites, they can't stand you. They was the Sahara slave trade was before the transatlantic slave trade, and I got some books on it, and just it's horrific to what some of the things that they did to us. And the only reason you don't know the history, and a lot of our, even though we did mingle with some of them, a lot of our men didn't because they just used us as perpetual slaves and they made us eunuchs. You know what I'm saying? That way we could not, any kind of way, whether it was, forcefully or consensual, to make babies. You know what I'm saying? Galatians 1:8. But though we or an angel from heaven preach any other gospel unto you, that which we have preached unto you, let him be accursed. So you hear what Paul's saying. I got a lot out of that. It's Deuteronomy 6:14. Ye shall not go after other gods of the people which are round about you. And why should we not? For Yahweh, thy power is a jealous power among you, lest the anger of Yahweh thy power be kindled against thee, and destroy thee from off the face of the earth. So Yahweh Bashem Yahushua will destroy you for going and acting and trying to be like everybody else. Get that? Deuteronomy 32:17. They sacrifice unto devils, not the Most High, to gods whom they know not, to new gods that came newly up, whom your fathers feared not. Because the world fears Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. They dread the name. And you're going to learn to dread the name too of your power, Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. Man, things are about to start cooking, man. And, I'm looking forward to it because I'm tired of being here. I'm tired of this nonsense here. I'm tired of these people and all the nonsense. And I can't wait for things to be put back in order. But at the same time, I know I have to endure to the end and be patient. Exodus 34:14. For thou shalt worship no other power, no other God, for Yahweh, whose name is jealous, is a jealous power. Lest thou make a covenant with the inhabitants of the land, and they go on a whoring after their powers or gods, and do sacrifice, because their gods are not powers, and do sacrifice unto their gods, and one call thee, and thou eat of his sacrifice. So you got to be careful about who you're praying to your food, because you could be sacrificing to a deity that's false. You know what I'm saying? They all false. There's only one true power, and he's the power of Yasha Allah. Jeremiah 2:11. Hath a nation changed their powers or gods? I'm so used to when I hear it, so that's why I know I don't think I covered this before. So, Abba Raktasai, I hope that you're being edified with it. Have a nation changed their gods, which are yet no gods? But my people have changed their glory for what that which doth not profit. And it's going to continue to stay that way because you decided that you want to deal with this devil and these heathen nations and be like them. You're going to suffer with them. And you were warned. Here's another scripture. Psalms 96:5. For all the gods of the nations are idols, but the Lord made the heavens. And that Lord is Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai. And he's the one who you should worship. I could read that one, but nah. One more scripture. 1 Maccabees 1:43. Yes, many also of the Israelites consented to his religion and sacrificed unto idols and profaned the Sabbath. And because of that, this is one of the reasons why we're in the situations we're in today. Because our people who ain't no different than then are here today doing the same thing. And they want to openly do it. They want to willfully do it. Not realizing that you're signing your own death sentence. Taking that MOTB is going to be part of worshiping another power or another god, whether you realize it or not. Because you can't stand the rain. New edition, you can't stand the rain. I will rock this how you edified, man. With that, I'm going to say, call Lord Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakah Kradash, Shalom, and salutations and double honors again to the elder apostles of Great Millstone on down. I will rock the Zayu edified, Abba Babal, Shalom.